During the summer of 2023, we moved to a remote Scottish Hebridean island to be its only two residents, along with our 2 pet sheep and pair of cats. These remote islands seem to retain an old-fashioned rhythm and a charm which we find encouraging us to live a more frugal and simple life, the way man was perhaps more intended to. We have an ancient stone cottage to restore, veggies to grow, livestock to build up, fish to catch and smoke, a boat to buy, and much more. Step back in time with us at the Scottish Isle. Why have I got poor Professor Higgins in my head?
Because you identify with Eliza Doolittle. It's going to look like a new house. Firewood, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll just take the saw out there and I'll just chop it all up and I'll just bring it back in. You know, when you look at how easy it's coming out, you just think to yourself, oh, why don't you do this like a month ago?
Well, it is how we found out that it was installed probably about 1970 by the On.
Yeah, many of you will know, well, in the UK, during the 60s and 70s, Victoriana, Edwardiana was like an anathema to everybody. And there was the big push to get rid of it and cover it up and make everything as modern as possible. And if it wasn't for all the pressure groups that arose in the 70s to stop the local councils from demolishing everything that we had, we wouldn't have planning, we wouldn't have listed buildings. It's that period that it all really kicked in. And this is part of that huge push in the UK to cover up everything old.
Do you see the shape of that wall? How it's kind of going in a little bit and then bowing out at the bottom. It's not a bad thing. It's not structurally damaged or anything like that. It's just charming. It's just like part of the quirk of this old wall. I like it. Now carry on.
You just interrupted me, and I'm quite offended.
Apt to take offence is Scott.
I think she replaced the ceiling in that period.
I don't think the ceiling's been replaced. I think it's been covered up.
I don't want to. There it is. As if by magic.
Who put that there?
You know when something just comes out like a knife through butter? It's and you know what it's like in this place? Very little does
come out
very easily.
So it's my suspicion under these ceilings is the original Victorian ceiling. Could you be quiet, please? Filming.
Sorry.
Which is like that. Thick tongue and groove boards. And the reason I think that these tongue and groove boards have just been covered up with this plasterboard is because I've stuck my hand in this gap up here and I can feel them underneath the plasterboard. But we're not quite sure what we're doing with the ceiling yet, because taking this plasterboard off might be just opening up a whole can of worms. We'll see.
This old pier, jetty, slipway, we have no information about it whatsoever. All that's left are these 6 posts which lead up to what looks like, in the centre of the screen now, you should be able to see a building in the far background. So we'll go over there and have a look at that.
According to the map, this is the site of an 18th century boundary wall. Well, that'll be what that is. And a township which is further along, which we can't get to it today because of the tide. We have to come when the tide is at its lowest ebb. But also it said cleats on the map. Now I don't know what that word refers to in reference to a building, but I shall endeavour to find out. Ooh. Interesting.
Just taking a walk back to where the jetty is through this old track which goes through the silver birch and the ferns, all of which are thankfully starting to die off now, which makes it easy to see where you're walking and what you're looking at. And this track brings you to these 2 old, well, that's definitely a pen of some kind for animals. And probably another one right next to each other. And then this track leads you back out to the jetty or pier. Oh, it's over this way.
We're over on the mainland again. Better not trip over that. Going down the coast a little bit, because on an old map we found that there was a mine shaft going into the hillside, purportedly not very deep, and it appears it was a lead mine, although there are no records of it at all, apart from that it's marked on a map and that the mineral survey or the assay or whatever it is they do of the walls show lead. So that's all they know about it. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go and see if we can find it. Wait for me. This is our dust screen. Do you want a mask? It's really dusty in here.
Oh, it is. You ready?
Oh,
You filming?
no, I'm not ready.
That's oak.
Oh, it's oak.
It's not stone.
Ah, right.
It's an oak lintel above the door.
Nice.
That's a nice feature, that.
Yeah,
That's
going to look nice.
Yeah, it will do, yeah.
Nice and dark.
All obviously down here, it's all compacted. But when you go up here, this is...
Oh, yeah, it's totally loose up there. I know.
That is just falling out. Murder.
Yeah.
Structurally, that's what we need to... Actually, that's something else that we can talk about. We got a quote from Murdo the stonemason for pinning this.
The
crack in the lintel. The outside, what do we call that? Flue or
trench,
whatever.
He's putting a skirt on the back of it.
The skirt, which is going to be
it's got a proper name, but yeah.
It's going to be properly done. And where we can't take it at the moment, which is upstairs in the attic space, because obviously the top of the chimney goes up. It's all like this. So it all needs re-rendering and pointing.
There's some bits that have fallen out, which aren't a big deal, he says, but he'll fix them.
None of that is really a big deal. It just needs doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's no weight above that, and there's actually no more stone above that. It ends there, so we just need to be careful that it doesn't come out.
But this is nice. This is going to be, once that's cleaned up, that's going to look really nice.
Well,
I'm pleased about that being wood. So yeah, the issues with the chimney stack going through the ceiling, going through the attic. The reason why that doesn't, it needs doing, but it's not a big problem because of this. So all the smoke is just going to go up through this rather than actually up through the chimney stack, if you know what I mean, because then it would leak out. But, well, you lost your door frame, by the way.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. You missed a bit. What now? Another oak lintel.
Yep.
Nice. It's going to look good. So is this concrete behind here? Looks like it, doesn't it?
No, I don't think it is. Well, I don't know. It's completely gone. In fact, just stay there. Hang on. Just... Yeah, it's concrete. So, at some point in the past, well, that, I don't know actually. I don't know if that's just the maybe, yeah.
We'll see.
No, it is because it's got all these little stones in it. So, yeah, they concreted it. Just like so people know. Taking it off when I'm talking to the camera. Wow!
Well, this one's a boy. Wow.
Oh, look at that. It's amazing. I like the colour.
Right, well, shall we see what's behind the plasterboard? This used to be a solid wall. We know that. So this doorway in it, we're not entirely sure what we're going to find behind it. If it's going to be stone and brick, how much of a botched job it's going to be. Well, there's a big massive hole behind that.
stone. Stone, and I think a new steel lintel.
Great. Yeah.
Is it correct?
Well, let's.
Oh, you're making a mess! Situation here is this was never meant to be a doorway. It was a chimney breast. There was another. It's on this side, wasn't it? Another fireplace.
No, it was
on the other side.
It was a later addition.
Oh, okay, I get it now. So in the 60s, when all this was put up, that was knocked through to create another room, so a bathroom could be, and a kitchen, a small kitchen. That's in the addition to the original building. So this was all put up then to create this and also block all of the demolition work that they did, because
It's an absolute mess.
it's a huge mess behind there. And we're going to assume it's going to be the same there. But then saying that, it's not. No, it's not a huge mess. This is just stone. You can rebuild this, but it's rebuilding it in the way that we want it to be done, which is curved wall either side, flowing into the kitchen. Well, we have plans. Katie made a blueprint of exactly how she'd like her bathroom and kitchen to look in the future. So this will be going into a hallway which leads into the kitchen, but then also leads into a bigger bathroom that we now have. Breeze box. Yeah, it took a lot more than they had to take out, didn't they? But there's plenty of stone around this island, so I'm not fussed about putting all that back. It's just the structural integrity of it.
Well, so long as it stays underneath the lintel, you're not taking it far back.
No, it's a wood lintel. It's got screws. What are those screws doing in it? Oh, they've screwed that to it.
Well, that's going to go all the way across there, and same on the other side, I guess.
Yeah, it's just pain in the backside. It's not big. It's not a big job. It's just a job that you'd rather not be doing. just popped out to the local for what is our first drink. What was the last time we was in a pub?
Years ago.
Literally years, wasn't it? Anyway, Katie was just telling me a story about Ewan, who used to live in the cottage in the 60s and 70s, and the actual pub that we're in factors into this story. So tell everybody else, Katie.
Well, somebody else owned the island then, and as I said before, she was a bit of a force of nature, and she was known to heavily defend the island at all costs. So Ewan and his friends were out one evening having a good old knees up at the local inn, and after their walk home down what we assume was the old path which Scott showed you down that really steep incline to the island, he arrived back on the island, and the owner's dogs alerted her to the fact that there was somebody walking on the island, and she shot her shotgun out the bedroom window at everybody and made them all scatter into the trees, run for their life. And Ewan says his friends reported hearing pellets from the shotgun falling in the bush around them, but he's not sure whether or not that was exaggeration. But
well, there were two versions of this story, aren't there? There's Ewan's version, which is not as detailed and doesn't include the pub, and then there's the new owners who retold this story to us of the inclusion of the pub and
that's right. And the fact that Ewan was with them, although I don't know, maybe Ewan's remembering it a little more clearly.
Actually, no, I think this is the same. This stuff on here was 100% 1960s. It was printed on the back. Yep. So is this.
Yeah, none of mine.
Oh, no, it isn't. Yeah, it's 70s.
Yeah, it feels a lot bigger.
It's amazing, isn't it? Difference in size already. You just feel the. So. That's the way you do it. That came off easy, didn't it? like it went on. Oh, the wall plugs.
The amount of space that is lost, has been lost behind that stud work is insane. And it's not even for anything except aesthetics. There's no insulation, nothing. According to the map, it's somewhere around about here. Ooh, it's pretty boggy here. That looks like a hole up there. If I sink into the mud, leave my Jane Austen collection to my friend Emmy in America. I found it. Scott's gonna be green with envy. Ooh, that's creepy. I don't like that. Ooh. Yeah, well, I'll leave Scott to go down there. Oh, there's just something about that just, it doesn't say, hey, come down and explore. It's lucky we're not in, oh, you hear it. It's lucky we're not in America, otherwise a bear or a cat would come running out. Better go and get Scott. I found it first. You have to be graceful because you're on camera. Like, think mountain goat.
So what have you found?
I found the mine. Can you see it?
Can't really see much at the minute because of all these trees. How did you get over there?
Just up there. Can you hear it?
Can't hear anything.
There's a big spider web in the entrance, by the way. So.
Shion. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't want to go down there, would you?
No, and we don't have a torch. You got your phone?
Oh, okay, yeah,
torch.
show 'em.
Yeah, on the map, this mine is shown, and then right down there on the foreshore is a slipway. So it was obviously an active mine at one point. If they needed to be carting things off in boats.
There is no way that I'm crawling into that. could send a camera in on like a trolley. Is that water? Hello? Hello?
Maybe with a big torch you would want to go down there, but
yeah, maybe.
Orcs, do you think?
Definitely. Goblins, you name it.
And here it is, one mammoth clean-up later. As we've said before, we are living here while we're restoring, so it's a task of taking everything that we need to live out of a room, doing what we need to do, cleaning up and moving everything back in again. But here it is. We came and sat in here last night, and the first thing I said to Scott, oh well, sorry about the light coming in from the window, I can't do much about that. The first thing I said to him was how much I love it. I absolutely love these walls. This is the first time since we've been here that we feel like we're living in an ancient house. It feels like living in a castle. It's lovely. I can't describe to you how different it makes the place. It's warm, it's dry, there's no rising damp, so the issues that we have do come from the floor. The stove is in situ, but that's all it is at the moment. It's not ready to go yet. We have these gorgeous sound oak lintels above the window and the door, which are going to look amazing. And this is interesting too. Our friend that lived here in the 60s told us in the last email he sent that the cottage was lit solely by gas lanterns and that they were piped into every room. And there's your evidence for that. It's going to look amazing, and every room is going to look like this. Here is a bit of a mystery. So this was originally the end of the house. This would have been a 2-room house when it was first built. And when they added the kitchen on, the kitchen was tacked onto the side of the house, and you had to go out the front door, across the path, and into the kitchen door that way. In probably about 1970, this hole was made and a chimney was put up there, and a Rayburn cooker, I assume, was in that space. Then they took out the Rayburn and just had it as a doorway. They've obviously not taken much care in taking this apart. There's a hefty lintel there. There's really not much weight above that anyway, but not anymore. But we just, there's plenty of stone on the island. We just need to rebuild this with a nice little curve going into the kitchen. Well, what is now the back part of the kitchen. We have plans for that, which we can show you. But here, there has definitely been a fire. That is fire damage coming out and around and behind the chipboard. That probably is fire damage up there too. Although in some places it might be nicotine staining. But yeah, interested to know your thoughts on that, guys, because can't quite figure that out. But anyway, welcome to our ancient stone cottage. What a beautiful old lass she is.